Hey everyone, it's Ariana, and today for the first time I tried recreating the infamous egg yolk ravioli dish that got me eliminated from MasterChef Junior.
Smooth, delicious, delicate. This is like eating boiled wool.
That comment has haunted me for the last 4 years, so I think it's finally time to redeem myself. I made the dough with 2 cups of flour, 3 eggs, a pinch of salt, and a tablespoon of olive oil, mixing this all together and kneading it for about 10 minutes until it was a nice, smooth, elastic dough. Then I wrapped the dough in plastic and stuck it into the fridge for about 30 minutes to rest before rolling it out. Then I pulled it to the thinnest setting on my pasta machine. After that, I made the ricotta cheese filling with a cup of ricotta, a fourth of a cup of Parmesan, salt, pepper, and a little bit of lemon zest, mixing this all up and then adding it to a piping bag. Then I cut out the pasta sheet into circles, added a ring of ricotta, and then the egg yolk, sealing it up with some water. The ravioli boils for about 3 minutes, and then I finished it with the brown butter sage sauce. Let me know how I did this time around. I think I've come a pretty long way, and check out the full recipe on my Instagram where I replied to all my followers' comments.
Shrimp and lobster on the new flat top fried rice. Let's go. Your lobster tail and crack it. That allows you to pull your meat right out. Get us some oil going. Start cooking the onions. Get you some butter going. Add your rice. A little bit of garlic. Add our peas. Add our carrots. A little bit of cooking oil. And some spicy peppers. Merge the two. Sesame oil. And some soy sauce. About a half cup of some seafood stock. A little bit of oyster sauce. More Danos. Add some butter. Add your shrimp and lobster. Squeeze the garlic. Squeeze the ginger. More Danos. Almost forgot to add the egg.
Hey, what's up? It's Maddie and welcome to day 5 of the 10 Days of Cooksmas. And today we're making the Grinch Dip. This recipe is super easy and you only need a few ingredients. All you're gonna need is 1 tub of Cool Whip, a box of vanilla cake mix, and 1.5 cups of vanilla Greek yogurt. Mix it all together until it's well combined and smooth. Then add in some green food coloring to make it like the Grinch. This recipe is perfect for people who have a huge sweet tooth or just love desserts. Put it into a bowl, and then if you want, you can add some of these red heart sprinkles on top. Dip in some Nilla wafers, graham crackers, or animal crackers, or just eat it by the spoonful, I don't judge.
Sometimes I get really excited for breakfast, so I end up making it at midnight, but I'm going to show you my creation from last night because it was healthy and amazing. First, you're going to soft boil 2 eggs by adding them directly from the fridge into a pot for 6 minutes. And while you're doing that, saute some mushrooms in soy sauce, garlic powder, and paprika. And then make a little ice bath for your eggs to go in right after the 6 minutes to cool them off. And then grab some fiber rye. I love this stuff, and I feel like it's so good for your stomach too. Add your mushrooms on top of that. Then crack open your eggs. And I still don't really know how to peel eggs without breaking them apart, and it's really disappointing, but what can we do, you know? I cut them open, and the inside was a success. They were so gooey and soft. Make a little nest in your mushrooms and add those on there. Add a little bit of cracked pepper on top, and we're done. I feel like this is a really good thing to eat if you don't want to get bloated because they made me feel really good.
I drink this almost every day. It gives you so much energy because there's caffeine in the coffee and the chocolate and sugar in the banana. Also, when you combine caffeine with a healthy fat like almond butter, then you kind of get this like super slow release caffeine hit that lasts all day. It literally tastes like a frappuccino.
Let me try to express in Neapolitan sign language how much I love this Christmas dessert.
We must have our struffoli.
I learned young that there is no Christmas without struffoli, so I mixed together the eggs, the sugar, oil, orange, and lemon zest, and a squeeze of lemon juice or limoncello. I start to add my flour slowly until it forms a dough, and then I knead and let rest for about a half an hour. When the dough is ready, I roll it into thin logs, cut it into small pieces, and then start rolling them into tiny little balls. Without the kids' help, it takes a while. They go into the fryer until golden brown and then onto a paper towel lined baking sheet. Now we heat up honey, sugar, more orange zest until it starts to foam, then remove from heat, add the struffoli, and bathe in honey. I start to build my struffoli wreath around a greased up mug, then top it with sprinkles, and then I use my chestnut orange espresso truffles as ornaments. The custom of making an
These bacon wrapped chicken bites are the perfect appetizer for the holiday season. They are so good, and I'm going to show you exactly how I made them. First, you want to season up some chicken, and then you want to season up your brown sugar. Cut your bacon in half, roll your 1-inch chicken cubes in the bacon. Then you want to dunk that into your brown sugar mix. Pop it in the oven, flip it 1 time, and this is what you get.
You know those egg bites that they sell at Starbucks? You get 2 of them for like $5. I just found these on Amazon. Let's try and make them ourselves.
I'm gonna start by cracking 4 eggs in a little blender. It says they use cottage cheese in there, so I'm gonna add 2 spoonfuls. A pinch of salt and blend. Now I'm gonna fill the egg molds about halfway. They use Gruyere, I'm gonna use Swiss, they're super similar. And always shred your own cheese, it's so much better. Add some cheese to each one. Top each one with chopped bacon. Put them in the Instant Pot on high pressure for 10 minutes and let them slow release for another 10. You guys, these are so good. If you want to cook something fancy but have no idea where to start, this truffle spaghetti recipe is your answer. First, boil some thin spaghetti for 7 minutes. Coat a pot with some white truffle oil. This will smell so good. Add some heavy cream, parmigiano, shred some fresh pecorino cheese, pepper, add in your spaghetti, and mix it up, baby. Grab a beautiful black truffle, gently slice it up, and sprinkle it on top of your spaghetti. Add some basil leaves on top, and here's your finished product. This dish is perfect for any truffle lovers. It tastes amazing and
let's make a Philly cheesesteak but in an egg roll. You're gonna start out by getting a pan hot on a medium heat, going with 1 diced onion, 1 diced bell pepper, and 1 diced jalapeno. Now mix all your veggies around, sweat them off. Once they're softened, you're gonna throw them over to the side and go in with about a pound of thinly sliced sirloin steak. Drop that right in there. Now we're gonna season with salt, pepper, garlic powder, and chili powder. Mix everything together, and once your steak is cooked through, you're gonna finish off with some hoisin sauce. Mix again and remove from the heat. Now grab some egg roll wrappers, fill them up with that delicious steak mix, go on with some provolone cheese. Now roll these things super tight and seal the sides with a little bit of water to make sure that they stick. Now get some oil hot, drop them right in there and fry for about a minute aside or until they're golden brown and beautiful like this. Cut right into them, serve them up with a side of delicious Chipotle ranch dipping sauce, and I promise you your taste buds will thank you.
Today I'm going to be showing y'all how to make the best pulled pork in the crock pot. Let's go. 1 sweet onion in the bottom of the crock pot. Also in the bottom, minced garlic, measure with your heart. You always cook your pork butt fat side up. So I season with barbecue seasoning, paprika, salt, and pepper, and then I flip over and season fat side up. This is what I mean by fat side up. You will see all the fat on one whole side. That's the side you want to put up. That way it cooks down. Once fat side up is seasoned, you're going to fill with your favorite soda. We use Dr. Pepper. Okay, so the Dr. Pepper is not covering the top, but it's right at the edge. And I'm going to cook this on low for 6 to 8 hours. Drinking the rest of your soda is optional but suggested. 6 hours later, I drained the crock pot, took the onions out, put the meat back in, and I'm going to stretch. All done.
Keto pizza, round 2. Let me show you how I did it. Cooking spray. Add your cheese of choice. I added some Italian seasoning. I added some pepperoni. Give it a little flip. Wow, look at.
Have you ever had low carb chips that actually taste like chips? Let me show you how I made them.
You're going to start off with 3 tortillas. Stack them on each other, then cut in half. Fold over and then cut again. Well, you have your tortilla pieces. Now let's fry. I like using avocado oil, but you can use your oil of choice. Then you'll need a plate with some napkins. Now just test your oil. It's ready to go. Now add the rest of your chips.
2-ingredient, 30-second caramel popcorn with the most satisfying crunch. And every year for Christmas, I turn it into popcorn balls, which are also equally crunchy. There's a very crunchy theme going on here. But first, we need to talk about the popcorn that I was using, which is actually Papa's Pop's skinless popcorn. And if you're like, what is skinless popcorn? I get it. It's popcorn with like the kernel part removed, or the part that gets stuck in your teeth. It's really cool. Now, if you've been subscribed for a while, you know my trick, which is putting a 1/3 cup maple syrup on medium heat until it looks like this. Yeah, it'll take about a minute, and then you put it directly on your popcorn. And you might think it'll be just a sticky mess, but if you lay it flat to cool, it'll turn into something so crunchy and so good.
You can definitely buy machines to make these, but I ain't got money like that. So I'm going to teach you how to make them with what you got in your kitchen. First things first, you'll need a pot of hot water and a pickle jar full of spices. This step is important. Don't skip it. You gotta let it cook for at least an hour, hour and a half so that your spices are ready to infuse. Once they're ready, take them out of your water and put it off to the side so that you can get your juice. Then smack them motherfuckers together real quick. Shake it up real well and then sit it there. Let it relax. Now remember, the longer you let that bitch sit, the stronger you let that bitch get. So let it sit there for 12 to 24 hours before you mess with it. After 24 hours, just strain out your spices and you ready to ride. If this was helpful for you, go ahead and drop a like and follow the kid. Part 2 coming soon.
Let's make lobster ravioli. 2 cups of 00 flour. Now add a squirt of olive oil, a pinch of salt, 3 whole eggs and 3 egg yolks. Rest in fridge for at least 30 minutes. For your lobster, separate the tail from the head. And add olive oil, add your lobster tail. You only want to par cook your lobster. Separate the meat from the shell. Now add all your shells, including the head, back into the pot. Crush up your shells. Add in white wine. Add your water. Reduce. Now put your lobster into melted butter. Strain. Reduce your stock down even further. For the filling, cut up your lobster. Add ricotta, your lobster. Now zest your lemon. Salt, pepper. Add butter. Add cream into your sauce. Roll your pasta. Now fill. Salt your water. Now add.